Explosion of fentanyl is another challenge facing law enforcement. Today, the Board of Supervisors voted to declare overdoses of the deadly drug a public health crisis. ABC 10 News reporter Rachel Bianco is joining us now live from the county building with what that means. Rachel.
Kimberly, the top law enforcement officers in the county say it cannot be said enough. If the pill you are taking did not come from a pharmacy, it could kill you. They say fentanyl overdoses are affecting every part of the county and every demographic, and combating this requires a holistic approach. It may sound like a cliche, but county leaders say it is one that cannot be repeated enough.
The one pill can kill, and it does, and it has, and it will continue many more times, which is very sad.
Fentanyl is so prevalent in San Diego County, the Board of Supervisors is officially declaring it a public health crisis.
And these are not just accidental overdoses. It's not like people took too much fentanyl. These are poisonings. These are actually poison that's going out in our community.
The CDC says overdose deaths caused by fentanyl are reaching historic levels across the country, with 80,000 people dying last year alone. In San Diego County, the increase is staggering. In the last 5 years, there's been an increase of more than 2,000%, with 33 people dying in 2016 to more than 800 in 2021. The DEA says just 2 milligrams of fentanyl, the equivalent to a couple of grains of salt, can kill an adult.
Fentanyl deserves that attention because we are the largest gateway for fentanyl for the nation.
The board says addiction is a public health issue that should have a public health response.
I think treating it like a public health crisis brings a component to it that for the last 100 years has not been central to this effort, and I think can help us with a much more robust response.
And the overdoses are affecting younger and younger people. Last year in San Diego County, 12 children under the age of 18 died from fentanyl overdoses, the youngest just 13 years old. Reporting live at the County Administration Building, Rachel Bianco, ABC 10 News.
Turning now to our weather, another hot day across San Diego County, but some relief is on the way. ABC 10 News weathercaster Melissa Messiha is tracking the numbers and the coming cool down. Hi, Melissa.
Hi, and that relief is going to come just in time for the holiday, but we got to get past another hot day today. Still a few more hours for this heat advisory for our inland valleys, and we're still seeing some pretty warm temperatures. Lots of sunshine here as we look over Poway. Still a few 90s on the board. We're in the 90s right now in Ramona, near 90 degrees in Alpine. Also seeing some warmth in our mountains. Julian at 88, Poway, Escondido also into the upper 80s. But as we look ahead to tomorrow, we will start to see slowly but surely things will cool down. We'll have your 7-day coming up.
All right, thanks, Melissa. Mystery lights in the sky Monday night, seen across San Diego and Mexico. And everyone had the same question. What is it? Residents that saw the lights compared it to a shape of a boat or a plane. Some believed it wasn't humans.
These were coming back and moving different directions, and then all of a sudden getting clustered together. And it was definitely not of this world.
The San Diego Fire Department says that the flares could be seen 5 miles offshore. They believe the orange glow were flares. The Coast Guard told ABC 10 News they believe the Navy was conducting flare training with expired flares. However, ABC 10 News is still awaiting confirmation from the Navy.
New information on the effort to replace the sports arena in the Midway District. These are new renderings from one of the developers bidding on the project. ABC 10 News reporter Jeff Lasky shows why they're helping fuel speculation the NBA or NHL could eventually move to San Diego.
What's now known as Pechanga Arena has risen above the Midway District for more than 50 years, but soon it will be torn down and replaced. 3 developers are competing to get the bid.
The overall project is something that San Diego's never seen. It's going to be spectacular.
Tony Manilatis is spokesperson for one of those plans, called Midway Village Plus. He sent us these new renderings of the project. You can see the 15,000-seat arena, a 3,500-seat event space, a soccer field, and more than 4,000 new housing units. This week, Midway Village Plus brought in a new partner, a company known for their arenas.
CAA Icon has overseen every major arena built in California over the last 20 years. So it brings unparalleled expertise to the Midway Village Plus.
Those arenas include the new buildings for the Golden State Warriors and Sacramento Kings, which leads to a natural question. Could a new arena eventually lure an NBA or NHL team to San Diego?
Oh, I hope so. I'm a big sports fan too, and I think everybody in San Diego is.
San Diego City Council member Jennifer Campbell represents the Midway District. She says while the arena is important, they'll also have to consider the other parts of the project, especially housing.
Whatever it takes, we're going to keep on working because everybody knows that for many, many decades, that neighborhood has been blighted and it hasn't been able to come up to its potential.
A new arena could help that, drawing bigger acts and bringing more business to the area.
A lot of entertainers skip. They'd like to come to San Diego. They know they have fans here, but they skip San Diego because we just don't have an arena that can serve them and their show.
But as for drawing the NBA or NHL, a 15,000-seat arena would be the smallest in either league. Jeff Lasky, ABC 10 News.
The other companies bidding are Midway Rising and Hometown SD. City staff is expecting to make a recommendation to the council by the end of the year. If you're in the market for a rental property in San Diego, you may have noticed competition is growing.
The market is still crazy. Prices are still going up.
The steps you can take to get ahead in a high demand market.
And a local family experiencing an unimaginable loss. 80 relatives killed in the wake of last week's earthquake in Afghanistan. What they're doing here to help those who survived. ABC 10 News is back in 90 seconds.
What do we want? Rent control. When do we want it? Now.
Rent is too high. That's the message the San Diego Tenants Union wants to send as they stood at the city administration building just hours ago. The group showed up with signs urging the San Diego Housing Authority to build a coalition for rent control and make urgent housing policies. The Housing Authority did meet at the building. Their public agenda for today did not mention anything related to rent control for all San Diegans. Imagine applying for an apartment and finding out there are already 10 other applicants ahead of you. One real estate company says that's become the norm in San Diego. New at 5 o'clock, ABC 10 News anchor Aaron Dickens shows us the steps you can take to get ahead in a high-demand market.
It's not every day where you see a lobby that's bright pink. Well, it's one of the newest apartment buildings here in Barrio Logan, and it's called Los Patios. Construction is almost complete at this apartment complex on National Avenue. The company that manages the property says there is already a wait list to get in.
The market is still crazy. Prices are still going up.
Urban Coast Properties manages about 1,000 units in the San Diego area. Fregoso says he's seeing an increase in applicants who already live here and a decrease in out-of-towners.
In general, I think people's leases are coming up, definitely, and with the rent increasing, we'll notice that a lot of people don't want to stick with their current lease. They'd rather move to a different place.
And he says new construction is in high demand. When it comes to new buildings, it's all about adding extra space. That's why the bedroom is located above the kitchen in a loft space. And each unit could see 10 applicants or more. Fregoso says if you see something you like, check out when it was posted and act fast.
Make sure your applications are fully completed. That way the company has all the information they could possibly get.
And do your homework. Make sure the company has a brokerage license. Also, beware of scams on Craigslist.
People from Craigslist will take our ads that we've posted months and months before, even years before, and put their Venmo on there. I just always suggest Googling the company, calling a real phone number.
Well, the apartment building is expected to open in just a few days, and the lofts start at $19.50. Aaron Dickens, ABC 10 News.
The company Zumper tracks rental prices nationwide. Their website says the average cost of a one-bedroom apartment in San Diego is $2,200 a month. That's a 13% increase from last year.
Many woke up this morning to sad news about San Diego's most beloved friend. Chopper the biker dog passed away overnight at the age of 12. Chopper lived the life of a local celebrity, parading through the city on his custom Harley-Davidson bike. While he attended many events around San Diego, his most important job was bringing smiles to those in need. Today, a procession was held for Chopper. Many also showed up to the cemetery to say their final goodbyes.
This 10 News Pinpoint Weather Report is sponsored by Anderson Plumbing, Heating and Air. Nobody wows clients like we do.
All three of us have been around Chopper and love Chopper so much, and our condolences go out to Mark Schaefer today. 12 years with a beloved dog who touched so many. It's a tough day.
Oh yeah, and he was such a friend to ABC 10 News. I know.
Tough day.
It is tough. Yeah, and you know, Mark, we are all thinking about you today. All right, let's get to some positive pictures here. This is a nice look at Oceanside right now. It was beautiful this morning. We did deal with some patchy fog right now, earlier this morning rather, and we are going to see the same thing tomorrow morning with some of that patchy fog developing again. Over at Palomar Mountain right now, it is pretty clear here. We do have a very slight chance of thunderstorms over the next few hours though. Cardiff, a lot of people heading to our beaches because of the warmth that we have been dealing with in our inland valleys. Those water temperatures right now between 71 to 74 degrees. Our other weather headlines. So looking ahead to tomorrow, things are going to cool down a few degrees west of the mountains. And again, we do have the chance for that patchy fog mostly along our coastline, but it could stretch to the inland parts of our county as well. Right now, we are still seeing a few 90s on the board. Ramona at the airport, one of the hot spots there. Upper 80s currently in El Cajon, near 90 in Alpine. And we see along our coastline, we're mostly in the low 70s there. Del Mar, La Jolla, mid 70s over in downtown. So this whole orange area, we are still dealing with the heat. That heat advisory is going to last until 8 o'clock tonight for our inland valleys. And it also stretches to other parts of Southern California. So another warm day, but if you are tired of this heat, the gradual cool down is on the way because high pressure that is moving to the east, low pressure will take over, and then we will start to be roughly where we should be for this time of year as we look ahead to the end of the week. Overnight tonight we'll be in the 60s and then into the upper 70s in the desert, so still pretty warm overnight in the most eastern portion of our county. The daytime highs for the deserts as well, over 110 in Borrego Springs. We'll see the low 90s in Poway, upper 80s in El Cajon and Escondido. Your 7-day forecast, all right, there it is. We're going to go down into the upper 60s by Saturday into Sunday and the 4th of July holiday. So it's going to be a pretty comfortable weekend here along our coastline. We'll be into the mid 80s by Thursday, and then by the weekend, Saturday into Sunday, upper 70s to low 80s. So that cool down is finally here. I know it's been a while. It really has felt like summer over the past several days. We're going to be in the upper 70s for your weekend in our mountains. It's going to take a little bit of time in the deserts to see any relief. We'll still be in the triple digits by the weekend, but hey, 99. I'll take it, Kimberly and Lindsay.
Just in time for July 4th.
Yeah.
Nice timing. And now 10 News, time saver traffic. Let's look at northbound 5 at Washington. Well, the southbound 5 here is a tough spot. Right now, it's stop and go all through downtown and the S-curve.
Even with student loan payments paused until the end of August, scammers are not giving up. Coming up, what you should know if you have student loans.
Skycam Views, sponsored by Carlsbad Solar.
Student loan forgiveness scams are on the rise. In some cases, borrowers say they were swindled out of hundreds or thousands of dollars.
And ABC's Kenneth Moten explains how you can avoid falling victim to student debt forgiveness fraud.
Consumers across the country are getting calls like this.
I'm actually just doing a follow-up call for you regarding your public student loan.
Our affiliate in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, reporting a staffer received this voicemail.
I do see here that we still have you pre-qualified for the student loan forgiveness program.
Charisma Jennings of Yonkers, New York, says she also got a call promising relief.
They called me on a 1-800 number saying that they wanted to get me a part of the loan forgiveness program because they knew that I was a teacher.
Jennings says the company, Amerifed Doc Prep, offered to help her apply for federal loan relief services. She calculated that she would save $46,000.
They asked me for my social security number, my student loan account information.
She signed a contract for Amerifed to help her apply for federal student loan relief, agreeing to pay the nearly $800 fee to a third-party company plus $39.99 a month. even though the contract said Jennings would not be charged any fee until her loan was consolidated or the company delivered a successful extension or resolution or relief to her student loan needs.
I thought it was a great deal.
But then came the notice that her upcoming student loan payment was due. Jennings learned no paperwork had been filed for her to apply for the federal student loan relief program, and she was out $1,300.
I was devastated.
What is the main issue with student loan debt?
The bad actors know that you owe some money, therefore you have a financial relationship. They try to get between us and the borrower. They're going to end up taking money that should have gone toward repayment.
More than 43 million people have an average of $37,000 in student loan debt. Law enforcement agencies across the country have been issuing warnings about potential student loan ripoffs. What's the risk to the consumer here?
You're going to be out some money and you won't realize it until it's too late. The other risk is you're going to give somebody your credentials, your precious information, your passwords, things like that, and they will misuse those.
In 2021, Amerifed Doc Prep, the company Charisma Jennings used, settled with the state of California without admitting wrongdoing after the state accused it of illegally collecting advance fees for debt relief services. The company agreed not to violate California consumer protection laws and to issue refunds to California consumers. Jennings, who doesn't live in California, says she couldn't get in touch with Amerifed and was only able to get a refund of $80 through her bank.
Just want my money back.
The company telling GMA it is in full compliance with the consent order entered into with the California Department of Financial Protection and Innovation, and it has no further comment on Jennings' case.
That was Kenneth Moten reporting. Student loan payments have been paused until the end of August. Should the government decide to extend loan forgiveness, that information will come directly from the Department of Education and not from a random caller, text message, or emails. A local family experiencing an unimaginable loss. 80 relatives killed in last week's earthquake in Afghanistan.
I feel heartbroken because I know so many people die.
What they're doing here to help those who survived.
And the death toll rising in Texas in what's believed to be the deadliest human smuggling operation in U.S. history. We'll have an in-depth look at the tough choices these people are making in hopes of a better future.
ABC 10 News at 5 starts now.
It's just so hard to explain because so many people passed away.
Incomprehensible tragedy for an El Cajon family in the wake of a deadly earthquake that rocked southeastern Afghanistan a week ago.
They tell ABC 10 News reporter Michael Chen that some 80 members of their extended family were killed in that quake.
This is what was left behind after a magnitude 5.9 quake struck southeastern Afghanistan a week ago in the middle of the night, the death toll now closing in on 1,200. In the hours that followed, Lamir Hamdard started getting calls from family who live in a remote village near the epicenter.
I was very sad. I crying.
These are photos of the home of his uncle Kaderi Zadran, located 3 miles from the epicenter. Zadran, his wife, and 7 children were sleeping inside when the quake collapsed the home. Neighbors found a 5- and 6-year-old alive in the rubble. Wahida is Hamdard's daughter.
So they rescued the 2 kids. It was a miracle to everyone that the rest of the family passed away, but the 2 kids were alive.
In the days that followed, the news got worse.
My mom's cousins, my dad's cousins, my uncle's cousins, they all lived in Again district.
Wahida has learned some 20 homes belonging to her extended family
I feel heartbroken.
were destroyed.
Over 80 members of my extended family passed away in this earthquake. Emotionally, it affects you in a way that you cannot even explain.
More than 150 extended family were injured. All are now homeless and sleeping outside. International aid has arrived, but Wahida says her family does not have the connections to receive the aid.
Families that have connections with the Islamic Emirate or the Taliban, they have been receiving a lot of assistance compared to the other families.
She started a GoFundMe campaign to raise money for food, medicine, clothing, and blankets for her family. Her attempt to help loved ones amid unimaginable loss.
They just lost everything that they had.
Michael Chen, ABC 10 News.
The 2 children that survived the collapse of their home have been taken in by family. In the village most of Wahida's family lives in, 70% of the homes were destroyed.
The death toll of migrants found dead in a sweltering semi-truck in San Antonio has now risen to 51. Officials there say it's the worst human smuggling event in U.S. history. And we are taking an in-depth look at the life and death choices that some have made in hopes of a better life.
Mindset really is a survival mindset. It's about how do I keep my children safe? How do I keep my family safe?
Local human rights advocate Pedro Rios says many people attempting to reach the U.S. are escaping dangerous conditions at home.
The idea of migrating is something that happens rather quickly, and it's about I need to get out of here or I will face imminent danger.
The situation in San Antonio reminds him of what happened in Imperial County last year, where 13 people were killed after an SUV carrying migrants was smashed by a big rig. But it's not just ground incidents.
What we've seen in San Diego has been something similar in terms of people packing into boats where boats break apart and people drown.
Rio says 3 things need to happen. He wants the Biden administration to abide by obligations under asylum rules, lift Title 42, and meet humanitarian needs at the border. Congressman Scott Peters agrees that more needs to happen at the federal level.
Right off the bat, we should invest in the process around the border so that people know what the answer is, whether it's yes or no on immigration or asylum, so that they're not waiting around and they're not subject to smuggling.
And Peters isn't sure if this will spark more conversations in Washington about reform, but says it's an issue of humanity and no one should have to die when they encounter our border.
Now to that deadly Amtrak derailment in Missouri. This evening, NTSB is still on the scene investigating. 8 cars and 2 locomotives jumped the tracks yesterday after the train hit a dump truck. The train was traveling from Los Angeles to Chicago. 2 train passengers and the driver of that truck were killed. More than 4 dozen other people were injured. 16 Boy Scouts from Wisconsin traveling on the train also jumped into action, helping administer first aid to victims.
They just were helping immobilize people on backboards and getting them out safely.
It is still not clear why the dump truck was on the tracks, but investigators say there are no crossing arms at that location, which is not unusual in rural areas.
Ghislaine Maxwell will spend the next 20 years behind bars. Last year, she was found guilty in carrying out a years-long scheme with Jeffrey Epstein to sexually abuse underage girls. Epstein was indicted on federal sex trafficking charges in 2019, but died in prison in a believed suicide. Today, the judge said Maxwell was not punished in place of Epstein, but for her part in the crimes. Maxwell apologized to the victims, saying she hoped her conviction brings them, quote, closure.
Now to the battle over abortion and the fallout from the Supreme Court's reversal of Roe v. Wade. At least 13 states have ceased nearly all abortion